What would cause a key Republican out of Nebraska to break with his party and come against Bush and demand that the administration appoint a, quote, statesman of global stature? Who do you think he has in mind, I wonder? Well, interesting. Here's the answer. This is from back in December of 2003 out of the European Institute, an immediate press release with the headline, "We cannot fail the world." Listen to this. On December 16th, the European Institute presented the Transatlantic Leadership Award to Senator Chuck Hagel. Oh, Senator Hagel has been an outspoken proponent of the need for good U.S.-European relations. Dr. Javier Solana, Secretary General of the Council of the European Union and High Representative for the Common Foreign and Security Policy, came from Brussels to present the award. Dr. Solana stressed that unlike some who have recently doubted the value of the enduring U.S.-European alliance or questioned the existence of the common values and interests, Senator Hagel admits publicly that the transatlantic alliance is irreplaceable. Speaking on last Friday's meetings of the European Council on the European Constitution and the adoption of the first European security strategy, the Solana Doctrine, he stated that the EU's message to the U.S. is very clear. We want to be partners with the United States, and we are determined to attack the root causes of the ills befalling the world of today. In his remarks, Senator Chuck Hagel stated that the EU's strength and determination to advance a common foreign and security policy, which has frightened some American policymakers in the last few years, is a positive development for both Europe and the U.S., making up the most important alliance in the history of mankind. These great threats that we face today will not be met by, achieved by, nor won by one nation. Let me add, they will be achieved by a one world government and a one world religion and a one world economy. And interesting to note, parenthetically, Senator Chuck Hagel from Nebraska has presidential hopes for 2008. And interesting, his chummy relationship being the recipient of this award from the European Institute vis-a-vis none other than Javier Solana, and his demand to have this administration appoint a man of global stature, namely Javier Solana, who has been given basically an open check by the European Union, particularly the military division called the Western European Union, a 10-nation alliance, has been really deputized to broker a peace agreement in the Middle East. Now more than ever, it is needed for what would be deemed by anyone as obvious reasons. There's a prophecy in the Psalms. It's found in the 83rd Psalm. It's really a prayer/prophecy for Israel. Just the first 5 verses of this prayer and this prophecy say, "O God, do not keep silent. Be not quiet. O God, be not still. See how your enemies are astir, how your foes rear their heads. With cunning they conspire against your people. They plot against those you cherish. Come, they say," watch this, "let us destroy them as a nation, that the name of Israel be remembered no more. With one mind they plot together, and they form an alliance against you." Isn't it interesting? This Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, would say, quote, in this Newsmax headline from just a couple of days ago, "Elimination of Zionist regime is the cure." The article says, quote, "But it was Ahmadinejad, his hardline views on Israel, reinvigorated by public backing from Iran's supreme cleric leader, who animated the emergency meeting as it strove to get the Muslim world's voice heard above the diplomatic din. Although the main cure to the situation is the elimination of the Zionist regime, in this stage an immediate ceasefire should be implemented. Ahmadinejad, who previously has said Israel should be wiped off the map, Psalm 83 told the closed-door meeting. Israel should be wiped off the map and not be a nation anymore. This church is exactly as the prophets of old foretold it would happen, and it is happening right before our very eyes. 2 questions. Are we watching? And are we ready? Are you ready here this morning? Are you watching here this morning? Are you watching these things be fulfilled? And are you readying yourself because these things are being fulfilled? I submit to you that we are watching from all the generations heretofore. We are the one generation that in our lifetime, in my lifetime, at my age, will see, I believe, the return of the Lord in this event called the rapture for His church. Why? Because if Israel is God's prophecy clock, it's not only the 11th hour, it is 11:59 and counting. And the Lord can come for His church at any time in the event we call the rapture. And that's really what Matthew 25 is about. It is about the rapture of the church and being ready. I find it interesting that all 10 of these virgins were brides. All 10 of them had lamps, but only 5 of them had the Holy Spirit, sealing them for their redemption and readying them for the rapture and for the bridegroom to come. Interesting that 10 of them, all 10 of them were sleeping. I find that interesting. I think that is indicative of where we are corporately, collectively, as a church in this day and age that we live today. I think it's a little bit of a sad commentary that CNN is teaching more Bible prophecy than some churches. I mean, call me silly, but that is silly to me. That I can turn on CNN and I can hear good, solid Bible teaching about the last days and the rapture of the church, but I can walk into a church down the street and never hear Bible prophecy being taught. And I would just say, shame on us. Shame on us. That's what I love about teaching the Bible as a pastor-teacher, from book to book, chapter to chapter, and verse to verse, because you have to teach chapter 24 in Matthew, and you have to teach chapter 25 in Matthew, even though it may not be popular. I think that some people unnecessarily stay away from Bible prophecy because they think that it's, quote, too divisive or too controversial. Listen, I've been studying and teaching Bible prophecy for the last 11 years, and I have to tell you that I think this is it. I believe this is it. I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I really believe that this is the time known as the end, and the rapture of the church of Jesus Christ is going to happen sooner than any of us could possibly even imagine or expect, because He's going to come at an hour that we do not expect Him to come. And I think the clarion call before every one of us today is, are there things in our life that have bound us to the things of this earth so that we're not ready and we're not watching? Have we been so busy by the cares and the affairs of this life so as to numb us and even lullaby us to a spiritual slumber like the brides in the parable, so that we're not ready, so His coming does catch us off guard? Well, I want to talk and sort of round the corner here about the rapture, not just that the rapture takes place before the 7-year tribulation,